that Mrs. Mirvan had taken the water, led my tormentor away. "For heaven's sake, dear madam," cried I, "let me go home. Indeed, I cannot stay here any longer." "Let us all go," cried my kind Maria. "But the Captain, what will he say? I had better go home in a chair." Mrs. Mirvan consented, and I rose to depart. Lord Orville and that man both came to me. The first, with an attention I but ill merited from him, led me to a chair, while the other followed, pestering me with apologies. I wished to have made mine to Lord Orville, but was too much ashamed. It was about 1 o'clock. Mrs. Mirvan's servants saw me home. And now, what again shall ever tempt me to an assembly? I dread to hear what you will think of me, my most dear and honoured Sir. You will need your utmost partiality to receive me without displeasure. This morning Lord Orville has sent to inquire after our health, and Sir Clement Willoughby, for that, I find, is the name of my persecutor, has called, but I would not go down stairs till he was gone. And now, my dear Sir, I can somewhat account for the strange, provoking, and ridiculous conduct of this Sir Clement last night; for Miss Mirvan says he is the very man with whom she heard Lord Orville conversing at Mrs. Stanley's, when I was spoken of in so mortifying a manner. He was pleased to say he was glad to hear I was a fool, and therefore, I suppose, he concluded he might talk as much nonsense as he pleased to me. However, I am very indifferent as to his opinion. But for Lord Orville, if then he thought me an idiot, now I am sure he must suppose me both bold and presuming. Make use of his name! What impertinence! He can never know how it happened. He can only imagine it was from an excess of vanity. Well, however, I shall leave this bad city to-morrow, and never again will I enter it. The Captain intends to take us to-night to the Fantoccini. I cannot bear that Captain. I can give you no idea how gross he is. I heartily rejoice that he was not present at the disagreeable conclusion of yesterday's adventure, for I am sure he would have contributed to my confusion, which might perhaps have diverted him, as he seldom or never smiles, but at some other person's expense. And here I conclude my London letters, and without any regret, for I am too inexperienced and ignorant to conduct myself with propriety in this town, where everything is new to me, and many things are unaccountable and perplexing. Adieu, my dear Sir. Heaven restore me safely to you. I wish I was to go immediately to Berry Hill, yet the wish is ungrateful to Mrs. Mirvan, and therefore I will repress it. I will write an account of the Fantoccini from Howard Grove. We have not been to half the public places that are now open, though I dare say you will think we have been to all, but they are almost as innumerable as the persons who fill them. End of Letter 13.